Buried in that fine print is $70 billion, give or take a billion or two. It's one subject members of Congress don't like talking about, earmarks. The $70 billion covers just this year's crop of earmarks. Earmarks designate money for a multitude of hometown projects that may also benefit lobbyists and the industries they represent. Most of them are buried in the fine print of legislation and are seldom debated. Many say they're one of Congress's dirty little secrets, that a good part of that $70 billion is pork, government waste at its worst. Past examples include the $223 million bridge to nowhere in Alaska, which almost got approved, and $500,000 for a teapot museum in North Carolina, which did. Our story's about one congressman's mission to end earmarks that's pitted him against the House, in particular against members of his own party.
Everyone bears some blame here, but Republicans are going to be blamed disproportionately. And I have to say we deserve it because we've been in charge.
Jeff Flake is a conservative Republican congressman from Arizona. On weekends at his home outside Phoenix, you can find him on the trampoline with his kids.
We can't be doing this.
Back in Washington, you'll find him on the floor of the House trying to bounce some earmarks out of the federal budget, but with much less success.
This process of challenging earmarks on the floor is often described as tilting at windmills. So I suppose it's only proper that we start today with an earmark for the wind demonstration project.
He challenges $6 million for windmills to generate power on military bases.
Renovations to the city-owned pool.
$500,000 for a swimming pool in Banning, California.
I don't know why we ought to give the federal taxpayer a bath every time somebody wants a swimming pool.
He challenges $1 million to promote tourism in Kentucky. $750,000 for a new building at the Los Angeles County Fair. $1.5 million for a William Faulkner Museum in Mississippi.
Where does it end? When do we say enough is enough?
And a particularly mysterious item,
Center for End-of-Life Electronics, West Virginia.
$600,000 for end-of-life electronics. And I thought it's got to be something to do with either euthanasia or capital punishment.
We had a hard time.
A better electric chair or something. Right?
We had a hard time. We thought it was computers for seniors. It wasn't. It was basically mining the parts that are still usable out of old computers.
Recycling.
Recycling, yeah.
As they work their way through Congress, earmarks are so shrouded in secrecy, you often can't tell who sponsors them or who benefits from them.
The vast majority of them, we have no idea. Sometimes you'll see a press release when somebody's taking a victory lap. Some of them, they don't want anyone to know, ever, that they got that earmark, other than the lobbyists that they got it for. Can't we just say, we've gone too far? Can't we change this process?
It's a process the Founding Fathers warned us about from the very beginning.
Jefferson actually was very prescient about it and said it was going to be a mad scramble to see who can waste the most money in their state.
Leslie Page studies the workings of Congress for the nonpartisan group Citizens Against Government Waste. For lawmakers, she says, earmarks serve another function. You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
You want me to vote for your Medicare bill? What do you want for it? You know, and that actually has happened, where they've been doing a lot of log rolling and horse trading to get bills through that they can't get through any other way.
To this moment, I have no idea who authored this earmark.
On the floor of the House, Jeff Flake has managed to smoke out the authors of a few earmarks.
I'm proud to stand up and take claim for this earmark.
But as you might expect, his efforts have gotten him in trouble with just about everybody.
Doggone it, I am not going to let somebody stand up here in total and complete ignorance and spout off a bunch of gobbledygook.
Fellow Republican Kurt Weldon of Pennsylvania let Flake have it for questioning $4 million to help the rotorcraft industry.
Don't stand up on the floor and make stupid allegations because you want a headline about cutting waste. This is not waste.
I noticed that 3 of the gentleman's 10 amendments are directed at New York. I don't know what you're angry about.
To Democrat Jose Serrano of New York, it was bad enough when Flake challenged $150,000 to fix the plumbing and wiring at some Italian markets in the Bronx.
I would argue that this is one cannoli the taxpayer doesn't want to take a bite out of.
But when Flake tried to cut $300,000 for the Bronx Council on the Arts, Serrano gave him the old Bronx cheer.
The more you get up on these, sir, the more I realize that you don't know what you're talking about. I make no excuses about the fact that I earmark dollars to go in the poorest congressional district in the nation, which is situated in the richest city on earth.